Year after year, Kenins Developments have built dream homes for others, but in 2020, the directors, Martin and Dina, decided it was time to treat themselves, building a home just for them right here on the Gold Coast. And today, for the first time, we take a look inside the LakeHouse. Hello Martin, how are you?
Hey, great to see you, Natasha.
Great to see you too. Finally finished.
Yeah, it's such a pleasure. It was a really fun build for us.
You have made an incredible first impression.
Thank you. Yeah, we wanted to have the facade quite striking, a little bit different from what you see on the Gold Coast, use those really raw materials, but we've taken some cues from South American architecture where it's a bit of a sort of simple form where you don't let on everything from the outside. There's a lot more to come.
Martin and Dina Kenins' 5-bedroom home in Benowa has just been recognised by the Australian Housing Industry Association, winning a custom-built home award for the Gold Coast and Northern Rivers region.
Oh, it's a fantastic recognition of our hard work. It is a very big process to be involved in a build like this. Dina and I really work together. We have similar ideals in architecture and design, so we do bounce off ideas and we do carefully consider every element we add into our homes.
Together, with the help of Reece Keil Design, they've created a timeless, functional home, a series of beautiful areas allowing the family to be together and still have personal space. As you walk through, the front entrance is powerful, almost theatrical.
It's generally that big wow feature of when they first enter the home, because it is a little bit closed off from the street, so when they open up that big pivot door, most of the reactions are, wow, I wasn't expecting this.
It's a view that stays with you forever.
Yeah, definitely. When we purchased the block, we knew that had to be our focal point, so we wanted to have that immediate view straight out to the water and straight out to the mountains beyond.
The internal courtyard evokes a feeling of awe, feeding into the surrounding spaces via blurred boundaries of glass.
Basically, you can be cooking and kids are playing in the courtyard, and it's just a very nice open space.
A beautiful family home.
Absolutely.
The foyer is a visual feast of natural light and warm textures, setting the mood for the rest of the home.
When you do modern contemporary homes, they can get a little bit clinical. So to bring into those natural materials, it does soften the house, it makes it more homely.
A large glass enclosed wine cellar sits before an open plan where all the living spaces merge into one.
Really, we've got this massive space. It's over 20 metres. So we wanted to keep the space very open plan, but also create some sense of different areas. So this does break it up. You have your dining area here to your large living and cocktail bar over there. This area that we're sitting in right now, it's probably the most used area of the home, but it does transform. You have quite a homely feeling, but then when you open up all the cavity sliders, it really connects you with nature and it turns into a really entertainer's paradise.
What's it like working with this?
Yeah, it's a pretty big kitchen. I do like the idea of having the scullery where everything can be just tucked away really quickly.
Every morning, Dina enjoys a coffee out on the alfresco, where elegant architecture offers luminous comfort, large louvers diffusing light to create beautiful shadows. The design of the roof looks more complex than most.
Yeah, well, this was probably the most I would say frustrating detail of the home. There were definitely some technical things we had to be very proficient. To do these angles, it's not a crazy amount of work, but when you're sort of bringing it down into where you want it millimetre perfect, that's where it gets very arduous.
A large tree in the courtyard travels up to the second level, bringing a piece of nature inside the master bedroom. This is your room?
Yes, this is the master retreat, yes. So,
is it just how you imagined it would be?
It's probably exceeded our expectations. Our palm tree popping through from the lower level, that's really worked better than I had imagined. Again too, we were trying to sort of capture the views as much as possible. So as soon as you come up the staircase and you look out through the master, you can see right out to the water and also the mountains up there. So it was definitely a big part of our design.
raw finishes look delightfully fresh in the bathroom, and apart from the motion sensor light in the walk-in wardrobe, everything turns on with just the touch of a button.
And we have a full irrigation system here, a vast solar system, so the home actually is quite neutral with its energy consumption, and it's very autonomous, so everything can be accessed through the lighting, through the fans, through the air conditioning, just through the touch of a button.
An incredible achievement in a fiercely competitive field, and for the Kenins, one of many more to come. That brings us to the end of our tour. We'll be back next week with another exciting episode. I'm your host, Natasha Pruchniewicz. See you next time.